I'd like to call the meeting to order. This is the July 6, 2022 Seminole County Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. My name is Steve Smith, chairman for tonight's meeting. Can we stand and say the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. This board is a seven-member board appointed by the Board of County Commissioners. A quorum has been established to hold tonight's meeting. Public hearing items acted upon by this board are referred to the Board of County Commission for further consideration. Board members present tonight, we have Dan Lopez, Tim Smith, Walter Gundorf, and Bob Turnage, and myself, Steve Smith. Staff present is Rebecca Hammock. Where is Rebecca? Oh, there she is, hiding way in the back. Paul Chipak, our attorney, Bill White, Doug Robinson, Joy Giles, Maya, how do I pronounce your last name, Maya?
Athanas.
Okay. And Stacy Henry and Tammy Brushwood, clerks to the P&Z board. Staff will introduce the item. The applicant will present the item. Audience members wishing to speak will then be heard. Please make sure you complete a comment card and give it to the clerk. Comment cards are located in the lobby. Audience speakers should restrict their comments to information directly related to the item being heard. Audience speakers will have 3 minutes to speak or 6 minutes if representing a group. When called, speakers should approach the microphone, providing their name, address for the record. The board may ask questions of the speaker. After all speakers have been heard, public comments will be closed. The applicant will be given a chance for rebuttal. Any items shown, such as video, presentation, pictures, or maps, must be left with the clerk for public record. Items shown from electronic devices should be emailed to the clerk. A motion will be made and seconded. Board discussion may occur and conclude with a vote. I will request a roll call vote for split votes. Do I have a accept proof of publication?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept proof of publication.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the minutes from the previous
Mr. Chairman, I
June
move
meeting?
that we approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. So we are on the first item tonight, which is Joy.
Good evening. Joy Giles, Senior Planner for the Planning and Development Division. This request is for a rezone from R1 single-family dwelling to PD Plan Development on 1.16 acres located at the northwest corner of County Road 419 and Langford Drive. The applicant proposes to develop 8 single-family residential lots with a minimum lot size of 3,060 square feet and a minimum lot width of 36 feet at a maximum density of 6.9 dwelling units per net buildable acre. The subject property has a low-density residential future land use designation, which allows a maximum density of 4 units per acre, up to 7 dwelling units per acre with affordable and workforce housing. Excuse me. In compliance with the criteria required for the density bonus, 4 of the 8 units will be offered at a rate that meets the definition of workforce housing under the Seminole County Comprehensive Plan. The subject site is surrounded by the R1 zoning classification with a minimum lot size of 8,400 square feet. However, the subject site and the immediate surrounding area is part of an antiquated plat known as North Chuliota, and the minimum lot size, or excuse me, the platted lot size for each lot is 5,000 square feet. I'm sorry, excuse me. The master development plan proposes that 4 lots will access from Langford Drive via 2 shared driveways, and 4 lots will access from Stevens Avenue via 2 shared driveways. The developer will be required to construct a 5-foot wide sidewalk along Langford Drive and Stevens Avenue. The site is located within the FGUA utility service area and will be required to connect to public utilities. The proposed plan is consistent with the objectives of the PD zoning classification in that the development will provide a minimum of 25% open space, perimeter buffers, a minimum lot size, and a minimum dwelling size. Per Policy Flu 10.1, density incentives are provided when a portion of the units are offered as affordable or workforce housing. Under Policy Flu 10.1, developments offering workforce housing may utilize reduced lot sizes and reduced building setbacks. The PD proposes a minimum lot size of 3,060 square feet, a minimum lot width of 36 feet, a minimum dwelling size of 1,400 square feet, with a commitment of 4 units offered at a rate that meets the workforce housing definition. There you go. Per the Seminole County Comprehensive Plan, workforce housing is housing affordable to Seminole County working households that earn up to 140% of the area median income. Seminole County further defines workforce housing to include households in which one or more of the wage earners employed by either private or public sector are compensated for provision of services essential to Seminole County, including but not limited to teachers and educators, police and fire personnel, government employees, and healthcare personnel. To ensure the workforce units are not distinguishable from the market rate units, all units will share the same visual characteristics with a varying color palette. And each unit will offer 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a 2-car garage with a side entry. Per Policy Flu 10.1, a binding agreement is required to ensure that the designated workforce housing units are provided and remain available to qualified households when units change occupancy. The binding agreement will be drafted by Community Services at time of final plat to be incorporated into the Homeowners Association documents. Staff has determined that the proposed PD is consistent with the Seminole County Comprehensive Plan and the Land Development Code. Therefore, staff recommends that the Board of County Commissioners adopt the ordinance enacting a rezone from R1 to PD as requested. Thank you.
Sorry, I have a question. Is there any distinction in the price that they would sell for between the workforce and non-workforce?
Yes, so the workforce housing, the 4 units designated for workforce, they cannot be priced any higher than,
140%.
140%, thank you. Yeah, I was going to pull the chart up here. There we go. 140% of the median income.
Okay.
And it also breaks it down by the number of people in the household, as far as the money that they make per year per person in the household.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Julie?
Yeah, I'm very interested. I think it's very helpful considering where the housing prices are going. And with another organization, I'm very involved in affordable, attainable housing, however you want to call it. Mm-hmm. So how would that be administered? I mean, I think it's great, but how will we make sure that 4 units are sold to people who meet these criteria, either working for teachers, educators, police, and fire personnel, or just meet the income requirements?
So Community Services will get involved as we go through the process. If the rezone is approved and they continue forward, Community Services will draft an agreement with the county attorney's office, and that agreement will be incorporated into the Homeowners Association documents. Part of the requirement is that the HOA have someone on the board or hire someone to be HUD certified to review the applications for the workforce housing to ensure that they qualify for the housing.
Seems to be a big ask for a very small HOA.
It is a requirement. That's kind of the only way that we can,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
ensure that
So
that's
it's going to
done.
be an 8-unit HOA?
Yes. They will have open space and common area tracks, so they're required to have an HOA regardless.
Okay. Yeah.
For the workforce housing properties, so that requirements, is that for the initial sale, or does that continue on for
That
the?
continues on for no less than 20 years.
Okay.
We have two options in the development order. We have an option of 20 years or an option of 30 years. There are some differentiations between those two, but yes, no less than 20 years.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Now, these units can be different from the other units, but they will look very similar?
They can be slightly different, but the workforce housing cannot be offered at I should say, less than the other units as far as the quality.
Okay.
So the changes would be subtle, like interior differences as opposed to exterior differences?
Yes.
Okay.
The exterior of the homes are going to be relatively the same. They can have some variations, of course, color palette variations and slight variations, but nothing drastic to where you can, tell that they're for workforce housing.
Okay, all right.
And the incentive, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
the incentive to the developer, the owner, is they get a higher density by meeting the workforce
That's
requirements.
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Does anybody have any other
I think
questions
it's well thought out.
for Joey?
Excuse me.
Thank
sorry?
you. Is the developer here?
The applicant is here, yes.
Okay. Do you have anything you would like to add?
No, for the record, Kim Fisher, 1614 White Dove Drive, Winter Springs, Florida 32708. Nope. Joy did an excellent job, so I thank her for that, and I'm just here if you've got any questions.
Anybody have any questions?
I do not.
No,
All right, thank you.
I think it's helpful.
I have one speaker, Scott. Could you state your name and address for the record, please?
My name's Scott Keating, and we own a house on 195 Langford Drive, which is on the corner of 419, directly across the street of Langford from where this is going to go in. I guess I'm just here concerned about the additional density. My concern, obviously, my daughter occupies the dwelling that we own there, and with the increased traffic, obviously we'd be concerned if there's going to be any changes to, improve the traffic flow on that corner. There's already a lot of congestion with 419 funneling down to 2 lanes right there where this happens. Obviously, the R1 zoning, like it says in the description, is all around this area. My request is that it remain in the R1 zoning for whatever it's worth. I guess I had another concern about whether or not this will eventually open out to Snow Hill Road. And I know that the end of that road, Langford, is blocked off. It may not be part of what you're considering here. But that's pretty much what my concerns were. And I would request that it stay in the R1, because that's more consistent with everything around it.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Bill, is there any plans for Langford Road in the county, or do we know if it's,
No, not in association with this development.
Okay.
For any improvements. It's a small density, small number
Yeah,
of
yeah.
units. And I think the other question was whether Langford was going to connect to Snow Hill Road?
Mhm.
And that wouldn't be the case, no.
Okay.
So Langford is a dead end at Snow Hill Road? I haven't driven it before.
Yes. I'd actually need to check it, but I think it is a dead end to Snow Hill Road, yeah.
It's a cul-de-sac there now.
Okay. Anybody have any other discussion?
Looks like an ideal place for families. Is there provision for like a common playground or, I know, probably getting ahead of rezoning, but
Yeah.
I've been involved in a lot of low-income housing.
Sorry. Yes, there is actually. That was one of the requirements.
Okay.
Yes, there is an area for a common open space, and they're going to have a dog park with a fenced-in area that they can all access.
Okay, thank you.
Motion?
I'll make a motion to recommend to the Board of County Commissioners to adopt the proposed ordinance enacting a rezone from R1 single-family dwelling to PD plan development and approve the Association Master Development Plan and Development Order for 1.16 acres located at Northwest Corner County Road 419 in Langford Drive.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is Land Development Code Amendment, Floodplain Management Ordinance. Meyer, good evening.
Good evening, Maya Thanis, planner for the Planning and Development Division. This is a request to consider adoption of an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Section 2.3 of the Land Development Code and amending Chapter 30, Part 51 to comply with new community rating system requirements in order to maintain our Class 6 rating through the National Flood Insurance Program, to update standards consistent with the requirements of a new FEMA policy. The effect is countywide. The National Flood Insurance Program, referred to as NFIP, uses the community rating system referred to as CRS. Citizens of communities that exceed the minimum CRS rating gain eligibility for flood insurance discounts. The CRS established minimum prerequisites for communities to achieve certain class ratings, including a new Class 8 prerequisite for freeboard. In order to maintain our CRS rating 6, Seminole County must modify existing requirements requiring all new manufactured homes installed or replaced in special flood hazard areas to be elevated to the base flood elevation plus 1 foot or more to satisfy the prerequisite. Further, the Federal Emergency Management Agency released a new policy which establishes standards for agricultural structures and accessory structures which are located within the special flood hazard areas. The adoption of regulations that are consistent with the FEMA policy will allow the issuance of permits for non-elevated wet flood-proofed accessory structures that are not larger than the size specified in the FEMA policy. Staff recommends the Board of County Commissioners adopt the ordinance amending the floodplain management regulations consistent with the community rating system and in compliance with the requirements of the new FEMA policy. And staff is available to answer any questions.
Any questions for staff?
I don't. Pretty clear.
I don't have anything specific.
Seems to be pretty clear.
Thank you, Meyer.
Yep, you're welcome.
The motion?
I'll move that we recommend the Board of County Commissioners adopt the ordinance amending Chapter 2 and Chapter 30, Part 51 of the Land Development Code regarding floodplain management regulations to continue participating in the community rating system consistent with the requirement of FEMA policy number 104-008-03.
Second.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And I think, what else do we have?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Chair. Doug Robinson with Planning and Development. And just before I have a few items to share with you, Mary is away on a much-needed vacation, so we're happy to fill in for her.
I'm sure.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you all had been introduced properly to Maya Thanis, who is one of our newest
haven't, but
planning
welcome.
members and is doing wonderful things for our department. And so we're very happy to have her here and have her represent us for this item that you just heard. So with that, I just wanted to provide a quick update on the Envision Seminole 2045 effort. We are about to embark on a community visioning conference. You will be receiving emails asking for your assistance in reaching more citizens with a survey, as well as we'll be having a day-long visioning conference. You don't have to worry about the date, but it'll be August 24th, Wednesday, at the UF-IFAS Seminole Extension Auditorium from, I think, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We'll have a guest keynote speaker, there'll be lunch, and there'll be other sessions that people can come in and out during the day to participate in that event. And so you will be receiving a kind of a save-the-date email, as well as information to help, spread the word about the survey. You all may be aware that during the last Board of County Commissioners meeting, there was quite a discussion about reaching more folks during the visioning effort. So I think we've got a goal of trying to contact at least 1,000 people. So we appreciate your help in that effort. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was on the Land Development Code rewrite, I know we'll be coming back with more information in the August meeting, just to let you know that there'll be probably at least 2 more board work sessions before we bring that back to you for the final adoption. So not much to report at this moment, but you'll be hearing more about that. And I know there is a BCC work session on August 16th, I believe. So that's the next session is scheduled for.
Okay,
And
great.
that's all I have.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you very
Great.
much. Motion?
Adjourn? Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Quick.
We are done.
That's close to a record.
Now, Rich will be happy with it, it's breaking a new record, so.